Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for coming to today's workshop. As the librarian said, our topic for today is ABI informed collection. So by the end of today's section, when you walk out of this room, you should be able to use this platform to get all kinds of resources you want. Okay? So ask your question. When you walk out of the station, do I know how to use this database? The answer should be yes. If you don't have if you said, no, I'm not quite sure about that, then please ask your question at the end of the section, okay? So at the end of the section, there's a Q&A section for you to ask any question you have, okay? Let's now go on to my PowerPoint, okay? Okay, let's begin. So what is ABI info collection? It's a business database consists of three core databases. They are ABI informed global, ABI informed trade industry, and ABI informed dateline. These three databases make up of the so-called ABI informed collection. So for scholarly content, everything is under this so-called global database. For the latest business trend, what's going on in the market, you can use this so-called trade and industry. For the most up-to-date news, you use so-called dateline. These three databases make up this so-called ABI informed collection. Okay, so every time when someone talk about ABI informed collection, they are talking about these three databases. But in Taiwan, we package another business databases into this so-called Taiwan ABI informed collection. So what I mean is, if you talk about ABI informed collection, most people will think there are 7 databases instead of 3. Well, in reality, there are only 3, the first 3. But in Taiwan, because we add additional databases into this so-called ABI informed collection, so most people, when they talk about ABI informed collection in Taiwan, they are talking about these 7 databases. But one thing I want to point out is the real ABI informed collection actually only consists of the first 3 databases, okay? So the other additional business-related databases are accounting, tax, banking collection, Asian and European business collection, business market research collection, Canadian business and current affair database. So all these 7 databases are available for you to use, okay? But just keep in mind that when people talk about ABI informed collection, it's only the first 3 databases. They are so-called the real ABI informed collection, okay? We just add additional databases for you to use and group them together to call it a Taiwan customized ABI informed collection, okay? Anyway, so just let you know that you actually can use these 7 databases here at NTU. But the real ABI informed collection is actually the first 3 only. Okay, that's one important point I want to mention here. Okay, so ABI informed collection contains contents from all over the world. It's not just the US or the UK or Canada or whatever. Not only in English, but also in something like French, German. Also available in Chinese, Japanese. Okay, so ABI informed collection contains contents from all over the world in several languages. Okay, and this collection contains not just scholarly journals, because most people, when they do research, the first thing they think of, right into their minds, journal articles. Well, we have a lot of journal articles in this collection. but we offer you more than just scholarly journals. You can find all kinds of contents from ABI informed collection. Okay, I'll go through the list in my next few slides. So just keep in mind that this is not just a scholarly journal database, but you can say it's multi-content resources for you to do your research and to do your homework or your study. Okay, all right. So let's talk about journal first, because like I said, most people when they do their research, the first thing coming to their mind is journal. So we have a lot of journal titles from various publishers. Well, these are just few examples. I guess some you must be quite familiar with, like Springer, Cambridge. Anyway, so these publisher titles, you are likely to find them in ABI informed collection. Okay, so we have titles from various publishers and cover all business subjects. So no matter you are in economics, accounting, or in finance, or in marketing, so basically we cover all business subjects. Okay, so we have a lot of so-called high-impact journal titles. Okay, right. So what else do we have? Well, everyone should be quite familiar with journals, so I'm not going to spend too much time on it. So what else do we have? Well, we have a lot of newspaper and business magazines. Like, well, for newspaper, we have Financial Times, Wall Street Journals. For business magazines, we have the Economist, Baron, Newsweek, and the Banker. These are just a few examples. Okay, so you can get the latest business trend, what's going on in the market, what's happening around the world. You can go get all this most updated information from these resources. Okay, so you get not only content to do your research, but also a lot of resources to get the most updated trends or market information. All right, besides newspaper and magazines, what else? Okay, we also have a lot of so-called working papers. So what is working paper? So what is working paper? I have no idea. Working paper, okay? Working paper is a paper that can be undone, unfinished, or finished. Okay, if you are familiar with scholarly journal title or article, you should be quite familiar with a term so-called peer-reviewed. Okay, so what is peer review? Well, basically, you can tell what it is by the name. Peer, someone who is study or who is an expert in my field. So if I study accounting, someone who is my peer, that means he is also or she is also in the accounting field. So that's what we call peer. Review, obviously, review my article. Okay, so a scholarly article has been done through the so-called peer review process. That means someone can be one or can be more than just one. He or she or they have reviewed my paper to make sure my paper meet the so-called academic standard, not something without evidence. Okay, so to make sure an article that's published on the scholarly title, most publishers will ask your paper to go through this so-called peer review process. And this process can take a few months or even few years. So one thing I want to point out here is scholarly journal articles may not be the most updated information because of this so-called peer review process. Like I said, it can take few years to complete. So when you look at the journal, that article may have been written few years ago. But if you only look at the scholarly journal, you may not get the most updated information. So to overcome that situation, we give you this so-called working paper. Like I said, working paper can be finished or can be unfinished. For those finished articles that haven't gone through so-called peer review process, well, maybe they haven't met the so-called academic standard yet, but you get the latest thinking, latest search result before they really publish on a journal. Okay, so you can get the most updated information, most updated research result from working paper. Okay, so what else? We have a lot of dissertations because ProQuest is the world's biggest dissertation and thesis database provider. So we add those dissertation thesis related to business into ABI info collection. Okay, so we have a lot of dissertation thesis in Fulltext for you to use. So just in case I want to know who have written some dissertations and thesis that's similar to my topic, you can use ABI info collection to find out. Okay, we also have a lot of conference paper and proceedings. Okay, so those conference papers, we have a lot. And more than millions of company profiles. Okay, I'm interested in Apple. What does he do? I have no idea. Okay, you can just search Apple and get all that kind of related information. And a lot of business cases and case studies. Okay, and we work with a lot of research institutions or think tanks, and we gather their research reports into ABI info collection for you to use. So these are just some examples of those research institutes or think tanks, okay, we work with. So we provide you a lot of so-called industrial reports. Next example is from Finch Solutions, okay, and as you can see on this slide, you can get a lot of industry reports from various countries. Okay, so in this slide I show you from Taiwan. There are so many kinds of industry reports available. So you can look for, for example, Japan. I'm interested in the auto market. You can find that kind of report from this Business Monitor International report. Okay, and we also provide you with a lot of economic statistics. So we work with this so-called EIU, Economic Intelligence Unit, okay, the publisher of the Economist. Okay, they have gathered all those economic statistics like GDP, GNP, those numbers. Okay, they gather this information into an Excel. So you can get all this data from this research institute. Okay. In addition, we also give you a lot of reports like those raw material price reports. So if I'm interested, the gold price or the oil price is going up or down. I want to get the prediction. I want to know why it's going up or why it's going down. We have this kind of report to tell you. Okay, so not just all those so-called raw material for industries, but also those agricultural products like the coffee, rice, wheat. Okay, so those food, feedstuffs, and beverage. And the other one is the industrial raw material reports. So you can get all these commodity prices going up or down very easily by looking at those reports. Okay, we also have another one, so-called Hoover's Company Records. Well, this report comes from Dun & Bradstreet, D&B. It's a famous company. Okay, so in this report, you get to know a company's very, I would say it's just a very detailed information about a company. So in this example, as you can see, this is from Apple. So you get to know what Apple is, what it does, and who are the key managers, what products it makes, and you also get the financial results, like the balance sheet, income statement. So from this report, you get all this very, very detailed information regarding a company you are interested. Okay, so for what I just mentioned, you should have this idea, like ABI informed collection is not just for you to do your research. It actually contains all sorts of materials, not just for your research, but also for those daily getting to know what's going on around the world. So that's why I said this database should be quite useful whenever you want to do research or to do your homework. So we provide so-called this one-stop shop. Simply search ABI informed collection. You get all sorts of material. No matter you are doing your research or doing your daily, want to know what's going on around the world. I want to know what's the Apple stock price. You can get all kind of most updated business information from this collection. Okay, so just quick summary. ABI informed collection is not just a simple scholarly journal database, but it offers more than just scholarly journals. Okay, that's the one conclusion I want to make here. All right, then what I'm going to do is to do a live demo to show you how to use this platform. Well, I should let you see this slide first. Before I do the live demo, I just want to quickly go through two most used search tips. Okay, the first one is so-called Boolean search operator, and or not. You can use and or not to combine more than one search key term. Okay, in this example, just look at this diagram. We use puppy kitten. So if I use and to combine these two keywords, puppy and kittens, that means I'm looking for articles that contain both puppy and kitten. That's this area highlighted in yellow, because this area means contains both puppy and kitten. If we use or, that means either one's fine. So you get a lot search results. If I use puppy, not kitten, so only puppy, I don't want anything related to kitten. So even though this area contains the keyword puppy, because I said I don't want kitten, so it will also be excluded. So you will only get the left hand side. Okay, so looking at this diagram, it's very easy to understand what this so-called Boolean search operator do. Okay, so you can use and or not. This depending on what result you want to get. You use and or not to combine your search key terms. Another one is this so-called quotation mark. If there's a phrase contain more than one keyword, for example, financial technology, financial accounting, the one hot term right now is so-called artificial intelligence. All these key terms contain more than just one word. While in English we call them phrases. So if you have a key term that is a phrase, which means contain more than one keyword, remember to put a quotation mark at the beginning and at the end to let the system know this is a phrase. Okay, it will find, you will get the more precise search results. Okay, so these are the two most commonly used search tips I want to share with you. Okay, of course there are more, but because of time constraint, I'm not going to go through all of them. If you have any question, feel free to contact the reference librarians for details. And I'll show you, we actually have a web page to talk about all these search tips if you want to learn more. Okay, let's go to the ABI informed collection. Okay, so before I start, I want to show you how to go to ABI informed collection from the library page. Okay, As you can see, let's switch to the English version then. Okay, this is the NTU library homepage. Everyone should be quite familiar with. So how do I go to the ABI info collection? Very easy. On the homepage, select databases. And here, enter ABI and do search. Okay, then, like I said, all ABI related databases are here. Okay, so you simply click the ABI info collection. Okay, then click this hyperlink. Okay, alright, now this is the ABI info collection. Okay, now it's in Chinese. So how do I switch it to English? It's very easy. As you can see on the upper right hand side, there's a human head icon. Click this icon. At the bottom, you can select the language. So you can easily switch any language you want. Okay, as you can see, there are many options available. Okay, but in today's demo purpose, I'll simply select English. So we actually have Chinese, Japanese, French, German. Anyway, okay, now this is the English version of ABI info collection homepage. Okay, today I'm going to cover basic search, advanced search, publication search. So, like I said at the beginning, when you walk out of this room, you should be able to do basic search, advanced search, and publication search. Alright. Before I start doing my search, one important thing I want to point out is there's an option called change databases here. Okay. If you remember what I just said in my first or second slide, okay, I said ABI info collection contains only 3 databases. Okay, they are, if you forget, here's a list: Dayline, Global, Trade Industry. Okay, the real ABI info collection contains only these 3 databases. But I said in Taiwan, you can use more than these 3. So how do I use the other 4 databases? If you want to use the other 4 databases, one way is select this change databases. Okay, then you will see the list of all the ProQuest databases that are available to NTU, which means you can freely select whatever you want to use, shown on this list. So all these databases, you can use any of them. So you can adjust, select those you want to use. Okay, so you can select all if you want to. It's totally up to you. But in today's example, I will simply select those what we call Taiwan version of ABI info collection, which contain 7 databases. So ABI info collection contains the 3 core databases. And what are the other 4? Well, here they are: Accounting Tax Banking Collection, Asian and European Business Collection, Business Market Research Collection, Canadian Business and Current Affairs Database. These 7 databases make up this so-called Taiwan version of ABI info collection. Okay, so just in case, if you go out of Taiwan, like if you study in the US and your school in the US, they subscribe to ABI info collection. Then when you select ABI info collection, okay, only these 3, that's normal. You won't see these 4 unless they subscribe it separately. Okay, these 4 databases you can use because this is so-called Taiwan version of ABI info collection. These are additional databases. Okay, they are not really included in ABI phone collection, but because of this is so-called Taiwan version of ABI phone collection, that's why you can use them. Okay, so if you want to use these 4 additional business databases, you have to select change databases and manually select them and click use selected databases. Then you can use the real Taiwan version of ABI phone collection. Okay, everyone should be quite familiar with what I've just mentioned here, right? Okay, any question before I go into next step? So what I just mentioned is to tell you the difference between the real ABI phone collection and the Taiwan version of ABI phone collection. The difference is additional 4 business databases you can select. You can add them into your research. Alright, now I'm going to start to do business search, advanced search, and publication search. Okay, when should you use basic search? When should you use publication search? When should you use advanced search? Okay, when you have something very specific in mind already, I know what I want, use advanced search. When you only want to know, okay, I'm interested in these 2 keywords, for example. I just want to know what others have written on these 2 keywords. I want to get as much information as possible related to these 2 key terms. In that case, you use basic search. Do not use basic search when you have something very specific in mind already, because it will waste a lot of time. So to do an efficient research depends on your situation. I know what I want. I want this title. I want this blah, blah, blah. I know exactly what I need. Use advanced search. Okay? So when do you use publication search? I only want articles from a specific title. For example, let's say there's a title called Journal of Accounting. I'm not sure if there is, just assume there's a title called Journal of Accounting. I only want titles from Journal of Accounting. I don't want any articles from other titles. If that's the case, you use publication search. Okay, so use the right search method to speed up your search process. Okay, don't waste too much time. All right, so what do I mean? I'm going to show you examples. For example, using financial technology and blockchain, these 2 key terms. Okay, I just want to know what others have written, what search results have been done regarding these 2 key terms. Well, in this case, I'll use basic search because I don't have something very specific in mind yet. I just want to know what these 2 key terms, what articles are about these 2 key terms. Okay, so I will just type in financial technology. Okay, because this is a phrase, I put a quotation mark at the beginning and at the end. Because financial technology, there's an abbreviation. Everyone should know or heard of something called FinTech. That's its abbreviation. Okay, so no matter it's written in financial technology or FinTech, both are the same. I'm okay with both. Either one's fine. So I type in financial technology or FinTech. Then put a space. Just let you know that because N is the most commonly used operator to speed up your time. You don't have to type in N. Okay, just put a space. By default, system will treat it as N. Okay, so another key term, blockchain. All right. Block, B-L-O-C-K-C-H-A-I-N, okay? And to do a search query, it is like construct a math formula. So everything that you learn from math applies to this search query construction. So you know financial technology or fintech should be processed first. So you can actually put a bracket here to let the system know, oh, financial technology or fintech should be processed first. So this bracket is useful in this example. Okay, so I type in financial technology or fintech, either one, in the bracket. So I ask the system to treat it as one condition. Financial technology or fintech, that's the first condition I want. And blockchain, that's the second key term. On the top, you see, it's very easy to understand. If I want scholarly journals, click scholarly journal. If I want video audios, I want dissertation thesis, select the one you want. Or you can select all source type. You can do multiple selections. So it's very easy to understand and very easy to use. And at the bottom, if you click full text, that means the search result, all the search result will contain full text. So really depends on what you want. So make your selection if you want to. But if you don't select anything yet, no worries. Well, on the search result page, you will still have the option to choose. Okay, so on this page, I will not make any selection. Okay, so you can also select peer review. Okay, I explained peer review, what it is already. So here's the explanation. So just in case you want to know. So you can select at the beginning or do your selection on the search result page. It's up to you. Okay, so after you enter all your requirements, click this search icon. So the system will look for articles that contain the two key terms I want. Financial technology, the full term or the abbreviation, and blockchain. So you can see fintech, or financial technology, and blockchain. Okay, there are 13. Wow, that's 131,000 results. That's a lot. Okay, that's why I said when you have something very specific in mind already, do not use basic search, because you will simply get too many search results. Then you have to do a lot of, as you can see, there's a filter option on the left. You have to select, do a lot of steps to narrow down the search results. That's wasting a lot of time. So only use basic search when you just want to know, oh, I just want to know what have been written about fintech and blockchain. You can quickly go through the list, get some ideas, and maybe you will come up with more ideas on what you really want. So basic search is simply give you some ideas to inspire you, to give you ideas what you can, to guide you what you want, what you really want to look for. That's the way I should put it. Okay, so use the basic search only you want to know what have been written in the keyword you are interested in. Okay, do not use basic search to do your real search. Okay, all right. Anyway, just let's continue using this example. Okay, so if there are so many search results, what you can do to narrow the number is to input additional key terms, because more key terms, that means more requirements, and you will get less search results. So you can add more key terms, or you can use the filter option on the left. Like I said, you see full term, peer review, and source type here. If you don't choose at the beginning, you can choose on the search result page. And we give you additional filters options. You can expand those terms, okay, and do your selections. Okay. So in this example, I'll simply select Fulltext. The system automatically adjusts and it will remove all those articles without Fulltext. So we still get a lot of results because most of our articles contain Fulltext. Okay. For source type, again, select the source type you want. Okay. Click Scholarly Journal. You get only those from scholarly journals. Or you click more. Again, you can select more than just one. So scholarly journal, and let's choose dissertations then. Okay. So click apply. So the system will only leave you those articles from scholarly journals and dissertation thesis. Okay. You can limit the publication date. Okay. From the last 5 years, or you can customize your day range. So it's quite easy. So it should be quite easy to understand how to use these filters options. Okay, now we look at these search results. Because I select full text, all these items contain full text links at the bottom. Okay, that's because I select full text. All these contain full text. The full text can be in HTML file or in PDF file. Depends on what files publishers gave us. So sometimes they are available in two formats: full text, HTML, and PDF file. Or sometimes it is only available in one file type. In this case, like it's in PDF. Okay. Sometimes you will see how many people or how many papers have cited this article. So in this example, you see 3 on Web of Science. In this example, 1 on Web of Science. So you can actually click this link to go to Web of Science page to see what are the 3 papers that have cited this article to do some extended or further reading. So because these 3 articles cite this paper, that means it is likely that these articles are related. So we can do this so-called further study, further reading. And this is also a good indication, maybe, just maybe, this article is very high in academic standard. Because a lot of people, the higher the number, that means a lot of people have read this article and think it is very useful. So the more people cite this article, the higher the chance this article is very, very good. But of course, like I said, it is useful to your research or not depends on your decision. You have to read it to decide, to know whether it is useful to you. Okay, this is just an indication. Okay, the higher the number, the higher the likelihood this article is very good. Okay, and you can click the reference to see what papers this article have cited. So again, this is for further reading purpose. Okay, so you can select all these options available to you. Okay, let's click the first one. Let's click this one because this one has 2 file format. Let's take a look at the HTML file. This is the HTML file. Okay, a lot of words without picture, without color. But some researcher prefer this kind of format. So it's really personal choice. If you like it, sure, use it. Okay, so we actually, for the HTML full text, there is a translate function. You can select, okay, this one's in English. I want to translate to Chinese, for example. You can just make your selection here. Okay, I know this is in English. Okay, you can select Chinese. So we can do a live translation. But like I said, this is a live translation. May not be 100% accurate. So do not use it if you don't need it. Okay? So just let you know there's a translation function where you look at the HTML file format. Okay? You can freely switch to PDF format. This is the PDF format. If there's color, there's a graph, there's color, graph, pictures, you'll be able to see that. Just like reading a real journal. Okay? So in this article, for this article, we have these two types of format. Just let you see, let you feel the difference. Okay? Okay? On the top, if you want to download it, simply click download PDF. If you want to cite this article, click Cite. Choose the file, the output format, the reference format, the style. We have AMA, APA, MLA. So select the style you want. The system will give you the reference. Simply copy and paste onto your paper. Will save you some time. If you use reference citation management software like EndNote, I know school here use EndNote. So we also support RefWorld or Mendeley. So select the one you use. The reference will be imported into your account for your further use. Anyway, okay, select all options. You can do cloud saving. Like if you have Google Drive, Microsoft OneDrive, or even Google Classroom, you can save this Fulltext onto your cloud account. And besides download in PDF file, you can actually select other file format. So we have Excel file format, XLS, or RTF file, which can be opened by Microsoft Word. Then you can save it as DOC file. It's up to you. So also TXT file. So we have 4 file options available for you to use. Simply choose the one you think is more convenient to you. Okay, so you don't have to always download it in PDF file. It's hidden in this so-called all options. You can select the file format that's work best for you. All right, this is the search result page. Okay, at the beginning of each article, you see there's a box. You can tick those you find useful to your study. So you can actually do multiple selection and get multiple reference file. Like in this sample, I select the first 3. Then I select Cite. Then you get all these 3 reference at once. So this one just to speed up if you want to get the reference in just one quick click. That's how you do it. And you can do multiple download. Okay, I select the first 3, then select the file format I want. You will get all these 3 articles at once. So just to fit everyone's style. Some people prefer to get download one by one, just to make sure that file is really I want, then I download it. Some people prefer to download more than one at once to speed up. I can read it when I'm free. So it's totally up to you. Okay, you want to download one by one or download more than one at once, it both can be done. Okay, this is so-called basic search. Let's go into advanced search. This is the advanced search page. Okay, you don't need to fill in everything. Simply enter those requirements you want. Okay, I know this I want, I know that I want. Simply enter those. You don't need to enter every field available on this page. Okay, for example, I know financial technology is the key term I'm looking for here. So let's use financial technology again. TCHNOLOGY. Okay, again, because this is a phrase, I enter quotation mark at the beginning and at the end. And or fintech, it's abbreviation. What makes basic search different from basic search is you see there's a drop-down menu. Okay? You can ask the system. Okay, you can tell the system these two key terms must be in which search field. So you can do a very specific search in a search field. Okay, I know these two key terms or one key term because they are actually the same. So we can call it a one key term, two key term anyway. Okay, financial technology is the most important key term I want, and I want them or it can because either one in the title. So I can select title. In the title, there must be financial technology or fintech. So you can do a very specific search using advanced search. And another key term, blockchain. Let's add more. I type in or crypto. CRYPTO. I put an asterisk key here. Okay. So this is another search tips. You can use this star or asterisk to replace 1 to 5 characters. So no matter it's about crypto money, cryptocurrency, crypto assets, I will be able to get all these terms at once. Okay, this is search tips. Okay, this star sign or asterisk key is to use to replace 1 to 5 characters. Okay, blockchain or crypto, blah, 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 blah. In the Fulltext, okay, you can add more requirements and ask the system to search in what field. Okay, those fields listed on this drop-down menu are those commonly used ones. If you are looking for a search field that's not on this drop-down menu, no problem, no worries. Click search fields here. You will get more than, I think I need to click it. Okay. You see, these are the field codes available. We actually have a lot. All those field codes you can use. Okay. So in case you don't find a field that's listed on this drop-down menu, click field codes. You will get all the codes, all the fields. Okay, and here there's a search tips, just in case you want to know more about how to do search on our platform. You can get all the details on this page. It talks about the Boolean search operator and additional operator and the wildcards, this question mark and asterisk keys I just used. You can get all these details on this page. Okay, so if you want to learn more about how to do a search, we actually have a lot of information for you to learn on this search tips page. Anyway, so I want Fulltext. I want publication date within 3 years. And I only want scholarly journals. Okay? So select those you want. Then click search. So instead of at the beginning we show there are more than 100,000 results. Using advanced search, you get something like just 200. It's easier for you to digest. That's why I said, do not use basic search when you have something very specific in mind. You can get very precise search result using advanced search to save you some time. So all these 200 search results meet the requirements I just entered. In the title, there's fintech or financial technology. In the full text, there is blockchain or crypto something. and all contain full text. And all these articles are from scholarly journals. So fully match with my requirements. Okay, so to read and to download the article, I also already mentioned when I do the basic search demo. So look, how to open the full text, how to download, how to cite will be exactly the same. So simply depends on which one you use. Once you enter your search key terms, to retrieve, to open, to cite, they are the same. Okay? Now let's go into the last one, publication search. Okay? Like I said, when I only want articles from a particular title, I only want articles from, for example, I just said Journal of Accounting. I only want article from Journal of Accounting. If that's the scenario, you use publication search. Okay? In this example, because I'm studying in international business, my professor told me, oh, there's a title called Journal of International Business Studies, which is very famous in international business. Okay? Someone told you that and you believe that. Okay? So you type in that title name in under this publication search. Let's type in Journal, Jour, Journal of International Business, Business. Wow. Let me just click search. Okay. Journal of International Business. Wow, there are so many. Okay. Let's see. Okay. This is title. Journal of Business Study. Okay. This is the title I want. So I click this one. Okay. Okay. This is the landing page of that title. And here you see the coverage of that title, like from which year and to which year you can find the content. Okay, what content we have for this title. So you get all these details here. And you can browse by modern issue. So I select 2022 August issue. Then click show August issue of 2022. Then you get the table of content. Okay, so you can click full text or you can click the abstract to read information about this article. Okay, and on the right hand side, you see journal impact factor and journal citation indicator. Okay, because NTU subscribe to journal citation reports, that's why you can see these two metrics on this page. So what these two metrics, these numbers evaluates are how high impact this title is. Because if a lot of people cited articles in this title, that means this article is very high in academic standard. That's the way, because a lot of people use this paper to do their research, to write their paper. Okay, so the higher the number, the higher the academic impact this title is. So as you can see, you can get these metrics, journal impact factor, journal citation indicator on this page. And you can see the category this title falls into. Well, in this case, Journal of International Business is in business and management, these two categories. And its ranking in these two subjects field. And its quartile. In Q1, that means it's in very top. There are 4 quartiles. If it's in Q1, that means it is very high in academic standard. Okay? Alright, so you can get this impact factor and citation indicator information on this homepage. And you can do basic search and advanced search as well. Let's use FinTech. Do a quick demo. So I'm looking for FinTech in this title. As you can see, there are 20 results. All these 20 results are from Journal of International Business. Okay, not from any other title. That's why I said when you only want articles from one particular title, use publication search. Okay, so which search to use depends on your situation. Let me repeat that again. When you only want to find what others have written related to your search key terms, I want to get as much information as possible, use basic search. Okay, I have something very specific in mind already. I know exactly what I want. Use advanced search. If you only want articles from a particular title, use publication search. Okay, and change databases when you want to combine more than one database or collection to do your search. So these are the 4 items I mentioned in this workshop. So what each one does, now you can ask yourself, do I know which one I should click? If I click this one, what does it do for me? Okay, if you're not sure about the answer, well, you can ask me in Q&A. All right, let me do one last thing. I already show you this head icon. You can change the language. And under this head icon, there's another function called My Research Account. This is an optional feature. You can choose to use or not to use. It's up to you. It's very easy. Enter your email and enter your preferred password and click and create this account. What it does is you can save documents, you can save searches, you can create alerts, you can set some customer personal settings, adjustments. So if you want these features, you can create this so-called My Research Account to speed up your work. Okay? All right, that's basically I want to cover today. One more thing I want to mention is, while this is not related to ABI, because currently NTU is doing a trial of other ProQuest databases. ABI informed collection is not our highest level of business database. We have another one called ProQuest One Business, which is higher level or more powerful database. If you are interested in business database, we have a more stronger, powerful one called ProQuest One Business. Just like I said, change databases. You'll be able to see ProQuest One Business. It's up to you if you want to give it a try. So where's ProQuest One Business? Because the list is quite long. ProQuest One Business here. So this is the ProQuest One Business. You can give it a try till the end of this month. Okay, so you can try this so-called ProQuest One Business. The design is a little bit different. You get a lot of quick links. But the most important feature I want to mention is there's an AI feature. Okay, let me just do a quick. Okay, you see there's an additional key term based on what you just type in. The AI will give you additional key term for you to use. This is one feature, something different. And once you enter an article, you see there's a research assistant here. You get key takeaway and finding conclusion and search topics. All these are something that's not on ABI informed collection. So what's key takeaway? Basically, it's the summary of what this article is about. So you can, just in one sentence, you can decide whether this article is related to your search or not. Instead of spending so much time reading it, you can just read this one article, this one sentence to know what this article is all about and decide whether this article is useful to you or not. And additional topic, okay, discussed in this article. And the finding and conclusion. Okay, so you know the finding and conclusion. Okay, and you can find related search topics as well. So all these features are available on this so-called ProQuest One series of databases. So if you want to try, feel free to try it, because there is something new on this so-called ProQuest One series products. We have an AI function available, okay, which I think can increase your work process, because instead of reading the whole article, by using this AI function, you can quickly know whether this title is useful to your study and what else you can read to get more information. Okay? All right. Now we go into the lucky draw section. Okay. Now you can also think about if you have any question. Like I said, ask yourself, do I know how and when should I use basic search? What change database? Let's go. What this change database can do for me. So, okay. Any question? If no question, then that's great. Okay. All right. So 没有问题 then. That's it for today's workshop. Again, thank you everyone for attending this section, and hope you find these databases helpful when you do your research. Okay? All right. Thank you.